90-Day Fiancé star Matt Branasteriano drops bombshell about his future with Jasmine Pineda. 90-Day Fiancé star Matt Branasteriano isn't sugarcoating the state of his relationship with Jasmine Pineda. After a tense tell-all on Sunday, November 30th, where Pineda accused him of proposing only because they share a baby, Branasteriano just all but confirmed it. The couple welcomed their daughter, Matilda, in March and have been living together while Pineda works through her divorce from estranged husband Gino Palazzolo. But despite the shared home and new baby, Branasteriano says things behind the scenes have been far from stable. He admitted to TMZ the following day that he occasionally crashes at a friend's house because their arguments get so intense. If it wasn't for Matilda, I probably would not be trying to marry her right now because I still think it's pretty early and we still have a lot of things I feel we need to work on, he told the outlet. Pineda, who is still legally married to Palazzolo, has been clear that she isn't ready to walk down the aisle with Branasteriano and has even said she would never marry him after he publicly admitted he wouldn't have proposed if they didn't share a child. Read more. 90-Day Fiancé star's cause of death. Branasteriano says that leaves him stuck in an emotional loop. Even if I'm interested in marrying her, she's not interested. So it's like, I can't win. I feel like I can't choose the right answer. He also added that he's not planning to continually get down on one knee until Pineda truly wants the same thing. In other 90-Day Fiancé news, the franchise is mourning a heartbreaking loss. Elizabeth "Libby" Castrovet revealed on November 23rd that her father, beloved recurring cast member Chuck Pothast, has died at age 64. In an emotional Instagram post, she wrote, "2 weeks ago, tragedy struck our family, and it has left us completely shattered. My sweet, loving, and caring dad went to heaven." She asked fans to respect our privacy during this extremely difficult time. The cause of death has not been publicly confirmed, though Chuck previously battled an aggressive form of brain cancer. The drama surrounding the 90-Day Fiancé franchise has once again taken a sharp and emotional turn, proving that within this world, love is rarely straightforward and almost never peaceful. This time, the spotlight is firmly fixed on Matt Branasteriano and Jasmine Pineda, a couple whose relationship once carried the promise of growth and redemption, but now appears weighed down by emotional fatigue, unresolved conflict, and painful honesty. What initially looked like a complicated but hopeful love story has slowly unraveled into something far more fragile, raw, and emotionally exhausting. Viewers who once rooted for stability now find themselves watching a relationship stretched thin by pressure, public scrutiny, and life-altering responsibilities. This unraveling reached a breaking point during a tense and emotionally charged tell-all episode that aired on Sunday, November 30, an episode that would permanently shift how fans perceive Matt and Jasmine's future. During the tell-all, the atmosphere was thick with tension. Conversations that were meant to bring clarity instead exposed deep emotional fractures. Facial expressions, pauses, and defensive reactions revealed far more than words alone. It was clear that unresolved resentment had been simmering beneath the surface for months, possibly even longer. Matt Branasteriano, once careful with his words, is no longer sugarcoating anything. The man who previously spoke in measured tones has shed the protective layers of polite optimism and diplomatic silence. In the days following the tell-all, Matt delivered what many fans are calling a relationship bombshell, a moment of brutal honesty that stripped away any remaining illusions surrounding his intentions and long-term plans with Jasmine Pineda. He openly admitted that the foundation of his future with Jasmine is far less stable than it appears on screen. His words did not sound calculated or rehearsed. Instead, they carried the weight of emotional exhaustion and internal conflict. For viewers, this confession felt like the final crack in an already fractured relationship. During the tell-all confrontation, tensions between Matt and Jasmine were impossible to ignore. What should have been a moment of reflection, healing, and unity instead spiraled into an emotionally volatile exchange. Jasmine accused Matt of proposing for one reason alone, the fact that they share a child. According to Jasmine, the proposal was not driven by certainty, romantic commitment, or confidence in their emotional compatibility. Instead, she framed it as an act born from obligation and societal pressure. In her view, the proposal symbolized responsibility rather than desire, a distinction that deeply unsettled her. Just one day later, Matt all but confirmed her accusation. Speaking candidly to TMZ, Matt admitted that if their daughter had not entered the picture, marriage would not be part of the conversation at all. His honesty stunned fans and reignited widespread debate over whether their relationship has been sustained by genuine love or merely by circumstance and shared responsibility. "If it wasn't for Matilda," Matt revealed, "I probably would not be trying to marry her right now. I still think it's pretty early, and I feel like we have a lot of things we need to work on." Those words landed heavily within the fan community. In a franchise built on accelerated timelines and rushed commitments, Matt's admission stood out as unusually candid and deeply unsettling. With one statement, the entire narrative surrounding their engagement shifted. What once appeared to be a step forward suddenly felt like a reluctant compromise. Matt and Jasmine welcomed their daughter, Matilda, in March, a life-changing milestone that brought joy, love, and overwhelming responsibility. Becoming parents altered every aspect of their lives, forcing them to confront realities they may not have been emotionally prepared for. While the arrival of a child often strengthens relationships, in this case, it appears to have intensified existing fractures. Since Matilda's birth, the couple have been living together, attempting to co-parent, while navigating unresolved emotional wounds, frequent arguments, and Jasmine's ongoing divorce from her estranged husband, Gino Palazzolo. That unresolved legal and emotional tie continues to cast a shadow over Jasmine's ability to fully commit to a new future. On paper, their situation appears to show progress: a shared home, a newborn child, and conversations about marriage. But behind closed doors, Matt says stability has been anything but consistent. According to him, the household environment is often tense, emotionally charged, and unpredictable. Matt admitted that arguments between them can escalate quickly and intensely. Voices are raised, emotions run high, and unresolved resentment resurfaces repeatedly. In some instances, the conflict becomes so overwhelming that Matt feels forced to leave the home entirely. He confessed that there are moments when physical distance is the only way to prevent further emotional harm. As a result, he sometimes spends nights at a friend's house just to cool off, reset emotionally, and avoid turning disagreements into irreversible damage. This revelation painted a much darker and more troubling picture of their daily reality. What viewers see on television already feels dramatic, but Matt's comments suggest that the real struggles extend far beyond what cameras capture. Constant tension, emotional burnout, and unresolved trust issues appear to dominate their relationship. Marriage, instead of serving as a solution, may only amplify these unresolved problems. Jasmine, for her part, has been unwavering in expressing her doubts. Despite Matt's willingness or reluctance to propose, Jasmine has repeatedly stated that she is not ready to walk down the aisle with him. Her hesitation does not stem from fear of commitment alone, but from deep concerns about intention, timing, and emotional honesty. After Matt publicly admitted that he would not have proposed if they didn't share a child, Jasmine went even further, stating that she would never marry him under those circumstances. That declaration sent shockwaves through the fan base and intensified speculation about whether the relationship has already reached its breaking point. For Jasmine, marriage built on obligation feels empty. A proposal driven by pressure rather than genuine desire only reinforces her fear that their emotional alignment is fundamentally flawed. Still legally married to Gino Palazzolo, Jasmine is already navigating the emotional aftermath of a failed marriage, and she has made it clear that she refuses to repeat past mistakes. Matt, meanwhile, finds himself trapped in what he describes as an emotional paradox. Even when he expresses interest in moving forward, Jasmine pulls away. When he steps back to give space, he is criticized for not doing enough. Even if I'm interested in marrying her, he explained, she's not interested. So it's like I can't win. I feel like I can't choose the right answer. That emotional whiplash has left Matt questioning not only the future of their relationship, but also his own sense of identity within it. He struggles to determine whether he is acting out of love, responsibility, or fear of losing access to his daughter. He also made it clear that he does not plan to repeatedly get down on one knee, hoping Jasmine will eventually say yes. For Matt, marriage must be mutual, not something begged for, negotiated, or performed under public pressure. He insists that if marriage happens, it must come from genuine alignment, not obligation or expectation. As fans continue to dissect every word, every clip, and every confession, one truth has become painfully clear. Matt and Jasmine are standing at a crossroads. Parenthood has permanently bound them together, but emotionally, they remain divided. And while their relationship turmoil dominates headlines, the 90-Day Fiancé universe is simultaneously grappling with profound grief. In a heartbreaking and deeply emotional development, Elizabeth "Libby" Castrovet shared devastating news with fans on November 23rd. Her father, beloved recurring cast member Chuck Pothast, passed away at the age of 64. Libby announced the loss through an emotional Instagram post that resonated deeply with longtime viewers. 2 weeks ago, she wrote, "Tragedy struck our family, and it has left us completely shattered. My sweet, loving, and caring dad went to heaven." Her words captured the raw pain of sudden loss and the devastation that followed. She asked fans to respect her family's privacy as they navigate an unimaginable period of grief. For longtime viewers of the franchise, Chuck Pothast was more than a recurring cast member. He was a constant presence, a father figure, and a grounding force throughout Libby's journey. His warmth, humor, and unwavering support made him a familiar and beloved face within the franchise. Although the official cause of death has not been publicly confirmed, Chuck had previously battled an aggressive form of brain cancer, a struggle that many fans were unaware of until news of his passing emerged. His death has cast a somber shadow over the franchise, reminding viewers that behind the drama, confrontations, and reality TV spectacle are real people facing real pain. As the 90-Day Fiancé world continues to balance explosive relationship revelations with moments of heartbreaking loss, one truth remains unavoidable. Love within this universe is rarely simple, and sometimes it comes at an emotional cost far greater than anyone expects. The ongoing saga within the 90-Day Fiancé franchise has taken yet another intense and emotionally charged turn, reinforcing the idea that love in this universe is rarely smooth and almost never uncomplicated. This time, attention is centered squarely on Matt Branastaranu and Jasmine Pineda, a couple who once appeared to embody second chances and emotional growth, but now seem burdened by exhaustion, unresolved tension, and uncomfortable truths that can no longer be ignored. At first, their relationship seemed like a complicated yet hopeful journey. Many viewers believed that despite the odds, Matt and Jasmine could eventually find balance and stability. However, that optimism has steadily eroded. What now remains is a fragile connection strained by constant conflict, outside pressure, and the overwhelming weight of shared responsibilities. This slow unraveling reached a critical point during a highly emotional tell-all episode that aired on Sunday, November 30th, an episode that dramatically altered how fans view the couple's future. The tell-all was anything but calm. From the moment the conversation began, tension filled the room. What should have been an opportunity for reflection and resolution instead laid bare months of suppressed frustration. Subtle pauses, defensive body language, and emotional outbursts revealed cracks that had been forming long before the cameras started rolling. It became painfully evident that unresolved resentment had been building beneath the surface, quietly shaping their dynamic. Matt Branistaranu, who once approached discussions with caution and restraint, has now abandoned any attempt at softening the truth. The man who previously relied on careful phrasing and diplomatic responses is now speaking with raw honesty. In the aftermath of the tell-all, Matt made a series of admissions that many fans described as shocking, statements that dismantled long-held assumptions about his intentions and his vision for a future with Jasmine. He openly acknowledged that the foundation of their relationship is far less secure than it appears on television. His words did not feel scripted or calculated. Instead, they reflected fatigue, inner conflict, and a man grappling with decisions that feel too heavy to carry alone. For many viewers, this moment felt like the final fracture in a relationship that had already been under immense strain. During the on-air confrontation, the disconnect between Matt and Jasmine was impossible to overlook. What could have been a moment of healing instead escalated into a deeply emotional clash. Jasmine accused Matt of proposing not out of love or certainty, but because they share a child together. From Jasmine's perspective, the proposal lacked genuine emotional intention. She expressed that it was not rooted in confidence about their compatibility or long-term happiness. Instead, she viewed it as a decision driven by obligation and social pressure, a symbolic act of responsibility rather than heartfelt commitment. That distinction deeply unsettled her and became a central point of contention. Just a day later, Matt essentially validated her concerns. In a candid interview with TMZ, Matt admitted that without their daughter, marriage would not currently be under consideration. His statement sent shockwaves through the fanbase and reignited debate over whether their bond is sustained by authentic love or simply by shared circumstance. Quote, "If it wasn't for Matilda," Matt explained, "I probably wouldn't be trying to marry her right now. It still feels early and there's a lot we haven't resolved." That admission carried significant weight. Within a franchise known for rushed engagements and accelerated commitments, Matt's honesty stood out as unusually direct. With a single confession, the narrative surrounding their engagement shifted dramatically. What once seemed like progress now appeared more like reluctant compromise. The birth of their daughter, Matilda, in March marked a profound turning point. While becoming parents brought moments of joy and connection, it also introduced pressure and responsibility on a scale neither may have been fully prepared for. Parenthood changed the structure of their relationship overnight, forcing them to confront unresolved emotional issues under far more stressful conditions. Since Matilda's arrival, Matt and Jasmine have been living together, attempting to navigate co-parenting while contending with frequent arguments, lingering emotional wounds, and Jasmine's ongoing divorce from her estranged husband, Gino Palazzolo. That unresolved chapter continues to loom over Jasmine's life, complicating her ability to fully embrace a new commitment. From the outside, their situation might appear stable, a shared home, a newborn child, and conversations about marriage. But according to Matt, the reality inside their home is far from peaceful. He described an environment marked by emotional unpredictability, where minor disagreements can quickly spiral into intense conflicts. Matt revealed that arguments between them often escalate to the point where he feels he has no choice but to leave the house. In those moments, distance becomes the only way to prevent lasting emotional damage. He admitted to spending nights at a friend's place simply to cool down and regain emotional clarity. This revelation offered a sobering glimpse into the strain defining their daily lives. While viewers already witnessed plenty of drama on screen, Matt's comments suggest that the off-camera reality is even more challenging. Persistent tension, emotional fatigue, and unresolved trust issues dominate their relationship. Marriage, rather than fixing these issues, may only magnify them. Jasmine has been consistent in voicing her reservations. Despite Matt's proposal, she has repeatedly stated that she is not prepared to marry him. Her hesitation is rooted not just in fear of commitment, but in deeper concerns about sincerity, timing, and emotional alignment. After Matt publicly admitted that he would not have proposed without their shared daughter, Jasmine went further, stating that she would never marry him under those conditions. That declaration reverberated through the fan community and intensified speculation that their relationship may already be nearing its end. To Jasmine, a marriage born of obligation lacks meaning. A proposal motivated by pressure rather than desire only reinforces her fear that their connection is fundamentally misaligned. Still legally married and emotionally impacted by a previous failed relationship, she has made it clear she does not want to repeat old patterns. Matt, meanwhile, describes feeling stuck in an emotional stalemate. When he leans forward, Jasmine pulls back. When he gives space, he's accused of indifference. Quote, "No matter what I do, it feels like the wrong answer," end quote. This emotional back and forth has left him questioning not only their future, but his own motivations, whether he's acting from love, responsibility, or fear of losing his role as a father. He emphasized that he will not continue proposing in hopes of wearing Jasmine down. For him, marriage must be mutual and intentional, not the result of pressure, public opinion, or reality TV expectations. As fans analyze every interview and every on-screen moment, one reality is impossible to ignore. Matt and Jasmine are at a defining crossroads. They are permanently connected through parenthood, yet emotionally divided in ways that may be impossible to bridge. At the same time, the 90 Day Fiancé universe is grappling with profound loss. On November 23rd, Elizabeth "Libby" Castrovet shared heartbreaking news that shook the fan community. Her father, Chuck Castrovet, a familiar and beloved presence on the show, passed away at the age of 64. Libby announced his passing through an emotional Instagram post, writing that her family had been left shattered by the loss of her sweet, loving, and caring father. She asked for privacy as they navigate an unimaginable period of grief. For longtime viewers, Chuck was more than a recurring cast member. He was a steady, supportive figure whose warmth and presence left a lasting impression. Although the official cause of death has not been confirmed, it is known that Chuck had previously battled an aggressive form of brain cancer. His passing has cast a somber tone on the franchise, serving as a reminder that behind every dramatic storyline are real people experiencing real pain. As the 90 Day Fiancé world continues to balance emotional revelations with heartbreaking loss, one truth remains clear. Love in this universe is rarely simple and often comes at a deeply personal cost.